The past perfect continuous tense. The past perfect continuous tense is used to describe an ongoing action that was happening continuously in the past before another action or point in time. It is formed by using had been plus the present participle, verb plus ing. The basic structure is subject plus had plus been plus verbing. Here are some examples to illustrate its usage. 1. Ongoing action before something in the past. Example. She had been working at the company for 5 years before she got promoted. They had been studying English for years before they moved to an English-speaking country. 2. Cause and effect in the past. Examples. He was out of breath because he had been running for 30 minutes. The grass was wet because it had been raining all night. 3. Interrupted action in the past. Examples. I had been watching TV when the power went out. They had been playing tennis when it started to rain. 4. Expressing duration up to a point in the past. Examples. She had been living in Paris for 3 years when she met him. We had been waiting at the airport for hours when the flight was finally announced. 5. Regret or emphasis on the duration. Examples. I felt guilty because I realized I had been neglecting my responsibilities. She apologized for the mess, explaining that she had been cleaning all day. Remember that the past perfect continuous tense emphasizes the duration of an action leading up to a specific point in the past. It is often used in conjunction with the past simple tense to show the sequence of events. Here are some more positive sentences in the past perfect continuous tense. I had been studying for hours when I finally understood the complex topic. They had been working on the project diligently before the deadline. By the time we arrived, the chef had been preparing the delicious meal for hours. The sun had set, and the stars were shining brightly as we had been hiking all day. Before the guests arrived, we had been decorating the entire house for the party. He had been practicing the piano for months before the recital. The garden looked stunning because the gardener had been tending to it regularly. By the time I called, she had been waiting patiently for over an hour. The team had been training hard, and their efforts paid off during the championship game. Before the storm hit, the birds had been chirping happily in the warm afternoon. Here are some more negative sentences in the past perfect continuous tense. She hadn't been studying for very long when she decided to take a break. They hadn't been working on the assignment before the teacher announced the deadline. The chef hadn't been preparing the dessert when the power outage occurred. The movie hadn't started yet because the projector had been malfunctioning. We hadn't been exercising regularly, so we felt out of shape. He hadn't been practicing the guitar, so his performance was not up to par. The garden didn't look as vibrant because the gardener hadn't been taking care of it. By the time I called, she hadn't been waiting for more than a few minutes. The team hadn't been training consistently, leading to a disappointing performance. Before the storm hit, the birds hadn't been chirping as the atmosphere grew tense. Here are some more interrogative sentences in the past perfect continuous tense. Had you been studying for a long time when you finally grasped the concept? Had they been working on the project before the deadline was announced? How long had the chef been preparing the meal when the guests arrived? Had the movie started or had the projector been malfunctioning? Had you been exercising regularly before you noticed an improvement in your fitness? How long had he been practicing the piano before the concert? Had the gardener been taking care of the garden when it started to bloom? How long had she been waiting before you called her? Had the team been training consistently before the important match? Had the birds been chirping happily before the storm hit? Hope you have understood the lesson clearly. Thanks for watching.